Hello, hello. Hi, Stefan.
Hey, how's it going,
How are
Anna?
you? You're sounding low. How are you?
Been a while. See, I'm sounding low.
Okay, you're good now, I think.
You can hear me better?
Yes,
Oh,
I can hear you. Hey, Alice. Hi, you're here. Hi, how are you?
let me adjust this setting up. Oh, oh.
So, everyone, welcome to my channel today. I know it's a busy Wednesday for a lot of you, but we are here today to talk something, to talk about other important aspects of our country, investments, opportunities, and everything Stefan has going on in his life as it relates to business. And so, yeah, so this is going to be a good life. If you have questions, please do not hesitate to let us know. Write your comments, write your questions, and we will proceed. So, Stefan, how are you? How's work? How's everything else?
Oh, everything good. We can't complain. Just maintaining, trying to push forward.
Right on.
Big playing,
Right.
been tuning into the channel, so uh, I'm low key, but I'm watching.
You're watching. You're watching. I can
Yeah.
see. We talk about the community in Burrillville. Okay. And then a lot of people have been making some inquiries, and I also understand too, based on the sale, you are so heavily interested in the community. Why do you want to be so invested in having a community in Liberia, like our own thing?
I think that's what Liberia really needs at this time is some sort of unity. So that's what a community represents. It represents unity, people coming together for a common purpose. So that's something that, we take for granted in the United States, or maybe you live in UK because we move into a house and we move into a neighborhood and everything's already set up for us. But when we go back to Africa or Liberia, more particularly, we just see everybody doing what they want. They think this is my land, I can do what I want. So if they want to build zinc, if they want to build a chicken farm or chicken coop, or they want to do this and they want to do that, they're not really considering, uh, everybody else. So I think this is the turning point in Liberia where we're going to start seeing more of these things, regardless if we do it or not. But what's different with us is we're just average people coming together to form this community, as opposed to being like a major corporation buying the whole land, building houses, and then selling you the houses, the finished product. We're coming together from the start before anything is even formed or settled, and we're putting our heads together to actually form this community. So I think this is what Liberia needs in a lot of different ways. I think we're going to be seeing it more. And I think, if we could start this off on the right foot, we might even be an example for um, other communities to form, in the Bruville area and other areas of Liberia. So I think it's what the country needs. So I think we're on the right track.
Wonderful, wonderful. So the aspect of zoning or lack thereof, buildings are not structurally placed accordingly. People decide if they want to fix their role in the communities. A community that they walk through and drive through don't want to fix the roads. I think having this community does make that difference. So why was it so important for you to acquire land? And do you want to talk more about the kind of lands that you purchased and why you did?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important for everybody living diaspora to at least have a piece of land. And I think we talked about this a couple of times where it's so strange that we know people in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and some of them are just purchasing their first land and just starting their development now. But a lot of them don't even own any land back in Liberia. And not just the embarrassment factor of having to go back to your country and not having anywhere to stay, but is this like, uh, what are you showing to the next generation? You're showing them that it's okay, go ahead and leave your country and go somewhere else. And, you know, most of these people I'm talking about, they definitely have a house in America or, in UK, everywhere else, because that's one of the goals to the American dream. You come over here, you buy a property, you get a house, maybe even get a rental property, you're doing all those things, but you don't have any land back in Liberia. So I think it's important for everybody to make that claim, go ahead and get you a piece of land. And the reason I want to do that is just, I definitely don't want to follow the trend of what other people are doing. I don't want to be at a much older age and I still don't have land. When I went back early this year, just finding somewhere to stay. Um, everybody doesn't want to stay in the hotel. As far as you might not get a guest house that's up to your standards. If you wanted a busy time, like right now, you're going around the holiday time. I'm pretty sure if you haven't already made living arrangements, that's going to be really tough. So, I thought about all those things, and then so it's definitely something I want to do. And then when I met you, I just took advantage of the opportunity to go ahead and make that happen. Especially since you're already doing it, you got a couple other people there purchasing. It just felt like it was the right move to make. And just to clear it up, I own multiple pieces of land, not just in Brewerville. I mean, I'm heavily invested in the Brewerville area, but I'm also thinking ahead and acquiring lands for maybe some businesses that I want to get into, acquiring lands for my retirement that I'm envisioning, and just any opportunities that I can make a guest house or a resort, anything like that. So if it comes across my path and I have the means, and usually I'll take action on it. So that's what we've been doing for the majority of the year, been acquiring land. So now about to step into phase 2 where we're actually developing the land. But the Brewerville land is definitely right there at the forefront of my list of things to do. And, I want to make that happen. I want to get other people on. I want to share that vision with other people. And I just want to have a community of people that's going to be in from the ground level. So, the next few years, we can look back and see how far we came collectively. So I think it's going to be great once that happens and we start putting these things together. So, I can't wait to look back at this day and just see how far we came together. So that's my number one goal.
Yeah, every time I hear you say, "Hey, Emma, I need more land in Brewerville," I'm like, "Oh, Stefan, are you going to buy the whole thing?" But hey, you do have that development mindset. Instead of having a developer do the house and fix the house and sell it to somebody else, you have the opportunity to engage with others, like-minded individuals, to have your own property, to increase your property value. Because obviously, as more people start to build, the value of your land will increase. Not just the land, but the property that you will put on there will increase. So it has really been good. So today I look at the list of people who've already purchased land for that community specifically. We have 13 people on the list, including myself. And so a lot of these people are looking to, finalize some of the things that we like to put on there, like the park, the conference center, the gym, having all these things arranged for that community specifically. As you know, we want to make sure this is a model community that is laid out accordingly and serve as a model in the country for other communities to come along with it. And as you said, it's also building wealth for yourself, increasing your property value and all of those things.
Right.
Yeah. So okay.
Yeah, you showing up 2 times on my screen? Are you showing up twice?
Let me see.
I thought it was somebody else on. There you go.
Okay, I think it's good.
Last time I could see some comments and stuff coming in. I don't know how I did it.
So you can go to, let's see. So when you go to more, you see like comment. You see like Kim.
Oh, okay, I see it on this side right here.
Okay, so yes.
Okay.
So then you also have oceanfront. Is that like your retirement property? Like, tell me more about that because you were more adamant.
We saying the ocean front, like right there, or we talk about like the walk right down 2 minutes?
So you have oceanfront, like right there in the water, and you have beachside, oceanside properties. Yeah. And the oceanside properties is where people are going to invest in the community that we're putting together. So you are literally taking, all the beach lands in Brewerville. So you want to talk more about that?
Yeah. So the beachfront land, which is going to be a part of the community, that's going to be my own personal land where I go, and also.
So Stefan can be back, y'all.
Yeah. Oh, you froze up. There you go. Yeah. So my 2 brothers, they each got land two lot. My sister got 2 lots, so I brought my whole family in. My cousin also has a few lots over there. He's actually right next to me. So that's gonna be our own personal like getaway right there. So I just made sure I got enough land to just be comfortable, do what I want on there. Have somewhere if I got, people coming in the country, they could stay somewhere else. They ain't got to be in my house. I got enough space to, put something out there, boys' quarters, whatever. I made sure I got enough room. So that's going to be my own personal spot. That's going to be my contribution to the community. That's going to be where you guys can find me in that community. That's going to be mi casa. Now, the oceanfront spot, I've always wanted to get into like the hotel short-term rental business. So that's why I actually bought that spot, and we actually talked about it before I pulled the trigger, just to see, ideally, what size land I want to get for what I'm trying to do. So, so that those 4 acres that I got over there, that's like, my retirement goal is to be living in the community, be not too far from the Oceanside Resort Hotel, whatever I turn into. And I made sure I got enough land to actually not only just make a place for you to go and sleep, but create that experience. So I'm trying to do something in that area that nobody else is doing. Now, when is the completion or the start date on that project? That all depends on, how business going, opportunities coming over here. In America, we on the grind.
Yeah.
Every day we wake up. I don't know. I think most of your viewers are from America and UK.
Yes,
but
70%.
Yes, but you got some people from Africa too, right?
Yes. Oh yeah, I got 2% from Africa and the UK and Australia. Yeah.
Yeah. So people in Africa, they're probably like, man, why you don't just build that resort right now? No, I don't want to just put anything up over there. I want to take my time. I want to make sure it's something that, I can leave my mark. Even when I'm gone down the line, people are going to know that, hey, this dude from year, they're going to know my whole story, built this. So that's why I envision about that property right there. But yeah, those 4 acres, man, I can't wait to start that project. I can't wait to, being able to enjoy the fruits of my labor. So I'm right there in the community. I'm not too far. I got multiple properties in the community. So I'm going to be very involved. And I'm also going to be, right across the ocean, right there at the ocean front. And that's going to be an actual business location. So I'm in heavy. There's no turning back.
Wonderful. So somebody's asking here, where do you want to put this? So I think Stefan's already alluded to the fact that the land is in Burrillville. He does have multiple properties in Burrillville, specifically oceanfront and the beach side. So the beachside land is mostly for the community that we talk about every day on this channel, that we are looking to establish a community for the individuals or group of people coming together to ensure that the zoning laws are applied. Even those are not really applying like Liberia, but specifically to this community, that we have incentives and things there for people who are coming from out of town or people who own properties there can have an increase in property value for that. And so that's why we encourage people that, hey, you can come on board, you can purchase a piece of land in this community and be on the train with us. So far, like I said, we have 13 people, including myself, to be a part of this community. And I know a few of them are looking to start their projects next year as of March. So Stefan, what would you say to somebody who's like, well, I don't know about this community thing? Like, what would you say that they're they're on the fence?
So, I mean, the only reason why I could think of somebody even trying to oppose the idea is because we know how our people are. There's too much pride. You don't want somebody else coming to tell you what you could do with your land and all that. But guess what? You come to America and you listen. You're going to follow the rules. You're not just going to build. You can't even build a fence without signing some kind of permit or going to apply. You can't even cut your own tree down in your yard. But then when it's time to go back to Africa and keep the same mentality, oh, everybody got something to say. Everybody got their thought. Oh, nah, this is my land. I'm going to do with it what I want. Like, nah, that's not what we're looking for. We look for people who, I don't want to say no together and we have an idea in mind, and you don't want to contribute to that, then this neighborhood is not going to be for everybody. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I will say this: it's not just the houses in the neighborhood. When we form a community, we're looking to move past those houses, right?
Yeah,
So
right,
after
right.
we're done, we build the community, the streets done, the lights up. I mean, it's not like it's over. That's just the beginning. There's more work to be done. We can still put our heads together and combine resources, and see what we can do past that. So if I'm in the community and the kind of business I'm in, I'm involved in a lot of different things. I won't limit myself to just the automotive field, but
Right.
I'm heavily involved in the automotive field. So yes, in the very near future, I'm going to be shipping cars, and I got one of my family members there into heavy machinery, and that's what he really wants to do. And I love that idea. So I'm most likely going to be partnering up with him. We're going to be shipping heavy machinery and all these things. So if I'm more likely to reach out or lend a hand to somebody in my own community, especially somebody that's been there with me from the ground level, as opposed to a stranger that I don't even know. So what we're forming here together is not just let's build some houses next to each other.
Right.
We're actually trying to form a community, and if you don't want to be involved in the next steps after that, for whatever reason, that's understandable. But if you're in that community and you need something and I have it, I'm gonna try to help you out, because just for owning property in that neighborhood, I know that we're somewhat on the same path. Our road might not be identically the same, but we're right there in the same neighborhood. No pun intended. Um, so
Right.
we're trying to get people to come together, and I mean, Liberian people got hard head. They don't want you. Oh, you're gonna buy a $2,000 land, but you want to. You might not even want to do a farm over there just because somebody tell you can't do a farm. Now you like,
So you
oh,
want
I
to do
can't
a
do a
farm at
farm.
the beach?
You
Yeah.
ain't never tried to do a farm before. Just because somebody tell you, hey, make sure, let's do it like this. Now you want to come up with all your thoughts and ideas. So there's a lot of things Liberia need, and I don't think one single person can get it done together. Um, Even if you're Rockefeller, you still need people in other industries that have other expertise to come to the table. And I'm always looking for those people. Um, in America, um, when I go networking. So it's no different than when we're in Africa. We're gonna need different people from different walks of life with um, different skills, different
Right.
mindsets. Just bring those things together. So this is just the start. The community. This lets us know that you're willing to be a team player. Um,
Right.
you know, maybe we move past and we do it again with another community. Because
Right. Right.
what I'm big on also is trying to educate my fellow Liberian or fellow African, to kind of change our mentality, our mindsets. Um, so I'm big on investments, and I'm big on trying to get multiple streams of income. I'm
Mm-hmm.
big on learning new things. Um, I'm not with the idea that we have to come to this country and just work 50, 60, 70 hours a week for years and years and years. And maybe one day when we're in our retirement age, we can go back to Liberia and build a house. I don't really subscribe to that. So I encourage others too to, gradually change your mindset and, find different investment opportunities, because that's how you really make in this country. And then when one of your investment opportunities blows, now you already know people in Liberia who's building, who's doing this. You don't have to wonder, oh, what am I going to do with the money? Where am I going to start? Who's going to buy this land for me? Who's going to build it? You have people right there already. So um, that's really my goal, is not only to get this community going, but just to get the people that's involved coming together. And that's why I reached out to my siblings, and I
Yeah.
told them, they didn't have no property in Africa for some of the very same reasons that we didn't touch on this part. But last time we did a live, and I made a video, and I went through a lot of the reasons that people don't own property in Liberia or in Africa. So when they see me do it, and mind you, I'm the youngest out of all my siblings. So when they see me doing something and they see me buying the land and they see, how excited I am, and I'm telling them about these plans, I mean, they could feel it like, yo, he's on to something. So they gladly gave me their money so they can get a piece of their land. Um, I'm glad they did that. I know that we're all going to be very happy we made the decision, but I brought them on with me. If it's not something I feel confident about, not only will I not do it, but I'm not going to try to get my family involved. So something could backfire, and then now they got something to talk about. So I'm extremely confident in what we're doing. I think this is the change Liberia needs. And I think, somebody got to be the one to set the tone and set the pace. So we kind of just following what you're doing. And I'm just adding, my little twist onto it, or I'm contributing what I bring to the table. And whoever got ears to listen, I'm gonna try to bring y'all on. Yeah, I don't know too many Liberians in person in real life, but I could tell you that it's very rare that you meet a Liberian, especially somebody that's younger, that owns land in Liberia. And I think that's something, we got to change. We got to change that. I don't want to see anybody hitting 40, 50 years old don't have any land, especially now, power of YouTube and connection. There's just no reason for it. And especially when you add up the cost of the land, the cost of building a house on the land, like you've shown me some ridiculous projects for like under 50 grand, where I'm like, damn, that's not bad at all for $50,000. Like a lot of us come over here, we got car payments, $700-800, sometimes $1,000 a month. In 1 year, that's 12 grand, and the car lose value, depreciate. So I feel like if you can cut out some areas in your life, which most of us can, then, even for the person making the lowest wage, in a few years, it's possible for you not only to have your property, but just do a little bit of work to a year and there. And then in a few years, the property is going to be done. So I don't know if people get overwhelmed thinking that they have to just come up with all the money at one time. But I think that's why it's important to keep doing these lives and keep doing these videos, and keep trying to break those negative things that people say or think, especially the ones who like to share the bad news. You guys don't have no property over there, but as soon as somebody want to do something, oh nah, watch out, oh nah, don't do that, don't do that.
Do it.
Like, come on, that's the same stuff that's keeping the country down. So I think you got some messages coming in. Yeah, so I think it's very important what we're doing. I can't wait to hit the ground next year and actually, start getting some footage so we can actually have some visuals to add to these. So I know you're going at the end of the year, you're going to have a lot of footage. When I touch down, I'm going to have a crazy amount of footage. So we'll be able to share more at that point. But right now, I think, since the land that you're selling in that community is you're closer to the ocean right now, and then you're working your way back. So a lot of people, they want to be near the ocean. They think about retirement, they think about beaches and all these things. So, the ones who come in early can be a little bit closer. So that's why I'm glad I jumped on early this year, because, not only do I have an ocean side beachfront property, but my house in the community is only going to be a couple minutes walk from the beach. So, jump on as soon as you can. It's not bad to be all the way in the back. Not everybody wants beach land, but the majority of us do. So, few minutes away, walk from the beach. That's not bad at all, especially for the price these lands are going for. In my opinion, it's a steal. If you live in America and you tell me you can't afford that, nah, I want to see your books. What you spending your money on? That's what I want to see, because that money is so small if you live in America. Not to try to put anybody down, but you talk about a couple $1,000s. What you even gonna do with that in this country? It's so hard to even find something to make use with a couple $1,000s. It's like ridiculous. Not to mention to be able to buy property.
So before we started talking about this community, my beachfront property that I purchased was literally more than the land is being sold for right now. And people are still telling me it's so expensive. Well, if I could buy it expensive, and you're being charged less actually because I've negotiated for this land, why do you think I'm going to reduce the price? And then survey and probating price has gone up. Why do you think I would decrease the price? And I don't understand, because the oceanside land that people are purchasing right now, compared to other places, this is the cheapest they would ever get. And I already told people that the land price would never be the same next month, 2 months from now. I would not keep the price the same. However, I have been able to like allow people to make payments. So even you, like you, when you purchased the 4 acres at the ocean front, you didn't give me the money right away. We got into an agreement, and of course you pay, time by time whenever you had the money. And so I've given people that option. So Alice TV, you want to know if people in Liberia can invest? Yes, you definitely can be a part of this community. The opportunities are not limited to people abroad, of course. If you can have conversation with me and see how you can be a part of it. Another thing I've talked to Stefan about is, or we've discussed, is having a park within the community. That's investors needed for that as well. And we are looking to have a conference center, a gym. Those are things that actually does require investors to come in. If you're interested, you can definitely reach out to me and we can all talk about it, because all of us who have purchased land in this community, we will actually be having conversations to see how we can move forward now to start the development process. So there's still time for you. If you're interested, you can definitely contact us. Okay, but let me go to some comments first. So if you want to join me in studio, you can come after Stefan leaves, and then I'll add you on there. So she said, I live in Liberia, but I don't like the style of our communities. Well, yeah, the rules are not fixed. A lot of people are okay with having beautiful homes, and then the neighbors' houses look, differently, or perhaps the streets in those neighborhoods are not clean, and they're content with that. However, in our community, we want to make sure the streets are paved. And that's why when you call me and say, hey, I want to be a part of the community, I want to purchase land, the first thing I ask you, do you agree with what we are trying to establish in this community? And if you don't agree, respectfully, I tell you I'm not selling to you. Because again, we are on a mission to make sure that the community aligns with zoning. Everyone's on the same page. Everyone's looking to have electricity. Everyone's looking to have running water. And they are going to pitch into the idea financially and as well as time. So yeah, the communities are different in Liberia. This community will be 100% different. Is this brother Liberian? Stefan, are you Liberian?
Yeah, from Liberia. Who said that? I didn't see that one. That is Liberia.
If I'm one day Liberian.
Yeah, you never seen white man come from Liberia?
Okay. Liberia needs to learn how to lay out their houses. Pretty much. We need to be able to have structure, and we need to organize better. She said, I will hustle to join that community. I hope the community is for everyone, not just for the people abroad. I've already said that. Definitely you are invited. We have other opportunities, like I said, the park, the conference center, the gym, perhaps a grocery store, with these, I told you, outside the fence, the entrance, there's space. If people are looking to invest in that, just contact me, okay?
Miss Alice TV, she live in Liberia.
Yes.
Oh, hey, look, you living in Liberia and being a part of this, you actually more important than you know.
Yep.
Because a lot of people, we're talking to people who live in the UK and America, but rarely do you have people in Liberia that's, able to do these things. So your role is, very, very important,
Right.
So definitely get with Emma, get with us. A lot of people over here don't have somebody trustworthy in Liberia. A lot of people just know families and stuff like that. So being able to form some kind of partnership or relationships, I mean, there's just so many different things you could do, especially being connected with people in America and UK. So, I mean, the opportunities for you is, you in a good spot, and you on this live, and, you tune in what we're talking about.
Yep.
I mean, your role might even be, more important. Our
yeah.
role over here. So, yes, definitely. It's not just for people abroad. We're trying to get people, unfortunately, the average person in Liberia, can't just build a house or buy land and stuff like that. But that's another issue too that we're trying to tackle. We're not just trying to come back home and, just get rich off other people's misfortune. we're trying to see how we can change things, change the narrative, so that the average person in Liberia can afford a car, can afford a house. So those are all much bigger issues, that we can't just jump out of nowhere and start tackling. So when we start off with the smaller ones, like, the community, and just making sure people got their own like houses in that country, which is a big problem. So once we start getting people on board with that, where people can travel back and forth, we don't have to worry about transportation or somewhere to live, because those are really, really big issues for people who live in the United States. Like, we always worry about where we gonna stay and how we gonna get around. So by talk about these communities and what we're doing right here, we're gonna tackle that problem. So the more people we can get on to not only be able to establish their home over there, like I said, I'm in the automotive field. So if you know me and I'm set up over there and you're in that community, then I'm gonna make sure, if you want a car and you're in that area, that you're gonna get a car. Even if you
Right.
can't afford one, I'm gonna try to put together some sort of service. So when you guys do come back and need to get around, we're gonna make that happen. But then once we tackle those smaller issues, yeah, the country has so many problems. I mean, I would love to see the day. I hope that, you know, I could see the day where the average person in Liberia can afford a car, can afford to, build their own house. So these are issues that, need to be addressed. We're just starting off, like they say, crawl before you walk. So that's what we're doing right now.
Absolutely.
We're trying to get you guys to crawl with us.
And so, if you are in Liberia too, I think oftentimes we who live abroad, we are looking for people who can be accountable, who has integrity, because that's one of the issues that we have with people on the ground. So, Alice, if you're one of those people, obviously we would like to welcome you on the team. And does not necessarily equate to building a house or purchasing this land. There are just so many other things that you can network through and you become a part of. So I appreciate you always tuning in and having an input. Let's see. We need architects for sure. Yes, Liberia needs a lot of things.
Yeah.
Um,
You mentioned the security, and that's a good point. That stuck out to me
yeah.
because that's something that we talked about just a few days ago.
Hmm.
And when Emma goes back at the end of the year, that's what we're actually trying. We're trying to acquire multiple lots in this
Yep.
community for things like what she mentioned, amenities such as some a gym, conference
Part.
center. But something we talked about a long time ago was having something like a security post,
The
right?
security post. Uh huh.
Yeah, security posts, and some kind of barrier so that people come in and know,
Yep.
okay, this is a community right here. And even down the line, a lot of people invest in these communities do live abroad. So, we want to give them the peace of mind of making sure that, their property is secured. So,
Right.
we are going to be looking at, having somebody on 24/7 to, patrol the area and things like that. So these are all in the talking phase, the planning phase right now. But I myself am going to be partnering up with Emma. Whoever else wants to jump in,
Yep.
a few of those lots we're going to be acquiring are for those things. And I think the security at the front, I mean, I don't know, at
Yeah.
least one
So
lot.
when you're for those who purchase property already in this community, when you are driving in, before you even get to your property, left or right, because that's how the land, that's how it intersects. There are people on this side and people on this side. When you're entering the land, the security post will be in the middle. So when you get there, if you have to go right, you are directed to go right to your house. Left, the same is applicable, or drive through to the beach. That's exactly what's needed. And if you're interested in being, an investor for the security post, because obviously people are going to pay a fee. You have to maintain, and that's a lot of problems that Liberians have there. They don't really maintain the buildings, they don't maintain the roads, other issues, right? But if you are interested and say, look, I can purchase a land, but I would like to be a part of the security post, or I would like to invest in the park, the conference center, the gym, whatever amenities, I would like to be a part of it, you can still email. Um, so she said, amazing. Thanks for the clarity. That's awesome. What are you doing? What do you mean? What am I doing? I'm here on the live.
Who say what are you doing?
Whoa. Let me see this. That's awesome. That's awesome what you're doing. Sorry, I misread that. Okay, so hello, my Liberian people. Well done. Somebody creative lifestyle person says, "Hey y'all, I'm late, but I'm here. Okay, thanks for being
Welcome,
here."
welcome.
Liberians abroad also need to get involved into real estate like Ghana and Nigeria. Yeah.
Hey, that's what we're doing right here.
Hi, Zawadi and Stefan. Nice conversations. What is the average of what is the acreage of the community? The average? Uh,
The
Stefan.
the acreage of the
Acreage.
complete total
Yeah.
community, I don't know,
Like.
super big. I guess we'll have a
Okay. So yeah, there are currently we have about 35 plus acres of land. I mean the community consists of 100 acres. But as far as what I have sold, like I said, I've sold land to 13 people already, including myself. So if you still want to be a part of it, you can make some more inquiries. However, like I've said, people who are part of this community are starting their project as of March. Some people are starting in March, and some people are starting later part of the year. So that's all right enough for now. And as far as the other investment stuff, like the security post, that is something I'm discussing with Stefan so we can partner up and have that. And if you're interested, you can come on board. Um, are you talking about the community in Burrillville? Yes, absolutely. That is exactly what we are talking about. Is there a layout of the planned community? Yes, I can email that to you. We have that already established. Send your email. I will review that, send it over to you for your own reference. It would be great if we have a plan we can reference. Yes, definitely. I will share that with you.
Yeah.
So, there has been some questions. Can I purchase one lot? Yes, you can purchase one lot. Is that enough for you? I don't know. That's up to you. I know Stefan here. I was like, nah, I'm gonna purchase acres and acres.
Bro.
But again, he knows his financial strength and he knows what he's looking at.
Yeah.
Longevity.
Yeah, if you can't, I mean, it's better to have one lot than no lots. But if you got the little extra change, I'm gonna tell you right now, one lot is a little bit kind of small, really small. So if you just want your one little house, you don't really, care for too much space. You don't want no pool, none of those things. Then one lot is cool. I think for me, the minimum, I usually try to do two lots. But my own personal property is like an acre and a half. Not even gonna lie to you, it's an acre and a
Yeah,
half.
because the acre and a half, like you said, you do have an access road, right? So that limits you from being so close to other people. So they have the alley, right? And then if you have the acre and a half, it just creates room for you and your property to be away from others that might just be like really close to your side of the land. So, and that's what the acre and a half is. However, I just literally sold one lot to somebody yesterday. Hey, if that's your budget, that's okay.
Yeah,
We're
of course.
encouraging you to be a part of it. But if you have other bigger, aspirations and other goals, you could look into that as well. You have that option. So anyway, so when you were purchasing the 4 acres, every time you call me and say, "Hey Emma, I want more land," I'm like, "Oh my God, dude, I'm not telling you about land. It's like just save your money, right?" But you pretty much said, "Look, I want 4 acres," but you didn't pay everything on the spot. Can you talk to us about that?
Yeah. Now obviously the beachfront land is a
Yeah.
different price. It's not the
Yeah.
price of the Brewville community land. And obviously 4 acres is not one lot. We talk about a good bit of money. So I wanted it. It was something that, I know is ideal for what I'm trying to do in the future. And I know that it's right there next to, very close to where I'm going to be staying personally. Might have lost Emma. So yeah, it's close to where I'm staying. So, I would love to be near, like, let's say like that resort when the resort, can you hear me? Can you still hear me? You can hear me still, right, Emma? Okay. Yeah. So what I thought about is, okay, what's better than to have my business that's not too far from my own personal house? It's almost like, I could be involved in one area. I can contribute to one area. So even though there were some other options to, go get beach land on this side or this side, which, I might look into those options later. But for right now, being close in that Brewville area, I feel like, I can make more difference, much bigger change just right there. So that's my main focus right there in that area. But as far as the payment plans, yeah, that's a lot of money we talk about to lock a deal down for 4 acres. And it's something that I didn't really prep for. It kind of fell in my lap, but I just had to take advantage of the opportunity. There's a saying that says success loves speed. And a lot of times I've missed out on opportunities because I haven't taken action fast enough. So I want to lock that land down, even though I'll probably be, building my house first. But it's something that, hey, right now, if I wake up and one of my cryptos goes to the moon, hey, we about to come over there and build that resort ASAP. So yeah, if you guys can't afford everything at once, but you want to get involved, just talk with Emma. She'll work something out with you guys. If all you can afford is one lot, then, like I said before, one lot is better than having no lots. And the one lot is decent size. I'm just like, I'm a kind of person I want to splurge, and for the price of that land, I'm like, look, that's great, because I'm also invested in Sierra Leone with another one of my friends, and the land over there is much more expensive, and their one lot is like a tenth of an acre, 10% of an acre. So when I'm in Liberia and I get one lot, which is 25% of an acre, that's a pretty decent sized land. But when I think about the place that I'm gonna be going back home to and staying, and maybe staying a few months out the year, if not the whole year, I just need something a lot bigger, because I'll probably be trying to bring people from America over. That's one of the business ideas that I have in the future, is trying to bring back African Americans to Liberia, because people ask me all the time, what is it like, what's going on? They want to check it out, especially when they find out that Liberia has connections with America that goes back to the slavery days. People want to come over there, they want to check it out, but if you don't have nowhere for them to stay, you ain't got nowhere for them to get around, or none of these things, it makes it very hard. So I want to have multiple structures on this land. So that's why I went and got an acre and a half. But you guys don't have to do that, especially if you can't afford it. Just start off with the one. If you want to get a couple, or you want to work out a payment plan, contact Emma. She will definitely work with you guys. Just try to take action. Don't let other people talk you out of it. Especially people that don't have no land. They always like to talk other people out of it. And I think that's something like, it's almost like a self-reflection thing, because they don't have no land. If you somehow go ahead and buy some land and develop it, and be a part of a community, it kind of puts holes in all their excuses. You know what I mean? So if they're doubting you or anything we're talk about, let them come on to the next live. Let them try to prove their point why they're not invested in their country. But I guarantee you, it's the same thing we heard over and over and over, and we already know those issues. That's what we're addressing right here. So any new issues that I haven't heard, then I would love to hear it. But we'd love to have you guys jump on with us.
Okay, so I don't know why my phone or the volume, everything just sounding like a robot.
Oh, really?
I just have to like literally log off.
Oh, using your phone, right?
Everything sounds like a robot right
Oh,
now.
using your phone, right? I see you had that issue the other day too.
I have to come back in.
It still sound like that. All right, Miss Alice. I think Emma just put her email right there. Cody said, "Oh my man, you into crypto too, bruh? I'm trying to get into everything. Like if you put my name on YouTube, you'll see that I mostly teach people how to do like the rental car business, like Toro. But yeah, like I said, man, I ain't worked a job in like 7 years, so I'm more like an entrepreneur, and I love to teach people who want to learn. And I think that some point very soon, I'm gonna be trying to target Liberians. Let me teach them how to do something, especially the ones who are just coming over here with plans on all right, we about to work 60 hours a week. We're going to do that for about 20, 30 years. I'm like, no, Don't do that. Let me shut that down right now. There's other ways. Like now, that's become the lazy route. So yeah, I'm invested in crypto, man. I actually got heavier this past year. I don't know people directly that know about these things or talk about these things. So I throw myself in communities on Discord and Twitter, and I try to learn from other people. And yeah, man, I'm definitely an investor, man. I'm not a believer of, trading all your time for money. If that's something you're doing right now and you have no other choice or options, hey, that's fine. We all got to work to make a living, but are you even trying to change that? Like, are you just so content with doing that, or are you actually looking for other opportunities? So now there's so many opportunities out there, man. There's never been a easier time to get rich, especially if you over here in America, you got the internet. It said, what is your YouTube channel? It's just I can't type anything, but it's just put my first name in and then my last name, MarQuardt. She'll type it for you. So yeah, mostly my channel is just around like my Turo business, my rental car business.
MarQuardt.
Yeah, but like I spoke to Emma a few times about it. I'm interested when I come back to Liberia to do some content for my Liberian people, especially the ones in the diaspora. I want to show you guys different ways that you can potentially make some money with the plans of taking that money back to Liberia. I'm not saying make that money and just go get a bigger house, go get a bigger car note. I'm saying make that money, listen to what we're talking about in Liberia, follow our actions, what we're doing as far as acquiring property. And just look at Emma, like she got a lot of different businesses over there. I'm sure if you want to have a chat with her regarding business opportunities in Liberia, not only can you watch her YouTube video where she has a bunch of educational videos on the subject, but even just jumping on these lives and talking to us, like, if you're from Liberia and you hit me up and you want to find out different ways to make money over here, I'm not going to turn you down or shut you down. Like, I'm trying to promote that because I feel like if enough of us do that, we can start changing the country. And especially put some money in your pocket so you'll be able to get some land in Brewville or wherever else you're trying to acquire. Hopefully you're trying to acquire land over there in Brewville. And just that area, man. Like when Emma first told me about it, I didn't really know the area. Like I spoke to a couple people and a couple of the plans for that area that are coming out that she knew about. So I went inquiring a little bit, and she's right. She's on to something. Like to be at a location before things run into it is like, it's almost like like buying a property in an area before Walmart comes. When Walmart comes, is over. Like everybody's gonna follow Walmart. So that's almost like what she's doing. She's done her market research and she's picked out the perfect area to where not only you can have some sort of security, right? People aren't going to be over there crazy fighting for your land, but very soon I get a feeling they will be. In the next few years, they're going to be fighting for land in Brewville. But right now, we have the opportunity to come over there and pretty much pick the best out of the best and what you want. So there's going to be a lot of development in that area. There's a lot of opportunities, especially when people find out that, there's a community, a team, a group of people abroad in the diaspora coming back, making moves. And there's somebody I follow online that, I was watching the video and the dude, he said something crazy. The dude, he went out and he bought a Bugatti, right? A very expensive car, millions and millions of dollars. So he bought a Bugatti and the dude was like, I don't even really care about Bugattis. The reason I bought this car is so I could be in the Bugatti club, because he want to be around the other people who own this, because it opens up a network to him. So that was just his barrier to entry, was to buy a car that costs a few $1 million. But just listen to the concept behind that. This man bought the car for millions of dollars, not because he cared about the car, but because he wanted to be around other Bugatti owners, because he knows the opportunities that the network could bring to him. So a lot of times we're only thinking of level one. We're thinking, okay, this person, they're in this community, All right, so if I build my house in this community, this is where I'm gonna be living. Well, yeah, like I said, that's a level 1 thought. Now, what's the level 3 thought? Is okay, I'm gonna be in this community with other people from America, from UK, from wherever, everywhere. People are coming over here. People that have different resources, people involved in different kind of businesses, people who have different ideas and different things to bring to the table. And by getting a house in this community, I could somehow, be at that table too. That's what you call a level 3 thought. It's not just buying your house with your fence and your gate. Like, there's a lot of land in Liberia. So this is a reason, maybe the same reason you're on this live, maybe the same reason you watch Emma's channel. But I know that's the reason I reached out to Emma at first, because I was looking for like-minded people. I wasn't looking for land first, I was looking for somebody who's on the same mission as me, somebody who's on the same page. And it just so happened that she was involved in Brewville. So that's where I'm at. I'm in Brewville. So, start to change your thought process, and things will start to change in your life. Too many times, especially Liberians, we think level 1 thoughts. So this is not a level 1 thought kind of community. That's why before anything is even on the ground, we'll talk about security posts, we're talking about amenities. We're not waiting to finish building before we talk about these things, because what if somebody go and build a house in a perfect spot that could be a community center? So
Right.
by offsetting that, making sure that doesn't happen, we're going to acquire that land first before people around there start building. So that's the thoughts that I'm trying to encourage. That's how I want you guys, especially my fellow countrymen, my Liberians, that's how I want y'all to start thinking. And, let's put our heads together. That's the first part. The land is just, that comes next. So even though we're on here to talk about land, really we're talking about a network, a community coming to the table, bringing ideas together. So I don't, I'm not a materialistic person that just care about a house. It's not the house that brings me to this conversation. It's being able to come together, put our heads together, and, who knows what we can achieve. Like Emma, a lot of her plans, maybe she don't come on here and talk to on YouTube, but, she got some really big things brewing, and I want to be a part of that. It's not just about cement and iron rods and building a house. I could do that anywhere at any time. It's about coming together with other people, especially Liberians, and seeing how we can change some of the things in the country that you guys always complain about. So if everybody's complaining, who's taking action to change it? If you see people trying to take action, you trying to divert the plans, you trying to talk down on it, you trying to tell them don't do that, then what are you bringing to the table? What are you contributing by doing that? You know what I mean? So that's how I think of things. I don't really think of what I'm gonna get out of it. Where's my house? What's this? Yeah, I got an acre and a half. That's the decent size I want my property to be on. But it's not because I have an opportunity to buy an acre and a half in Brewville. That's why I jumped on it. It's because I have an opportunity to work with Emma. Maybe be involved in some other things she might be involved with down the line, to meet like-minded people that she's gonna attract to her channel, to her network, and to see what I can offer and bring to the table, so that in 5-10 years we can look back at how all this started, and hopefully look back at how much we accomplished. So that's my number 1 priority. My number 1 goal is to not care about the Bugatti, but think about the other Bugatti owners that I'm going to be around.
Deep. Okay. So a lot of times the concern that I receive from people looking to purchase is Brewville is too far from Monrovia. I'm a visionary. When I thought about Brewville, I didn't think Brewville needed to be closer to Monrovia, because it's called Brewville for a reason, which means Brewville is its own spot, right? The different place than Monrovia. Everything can't be closer to Monrovia. So I need to get that clear to everyone. When you are looking at something, you have to see vision. Like, what do you see years from now, not just right now? When I picked Brewville and discussed it with Stefan, it's more so, you go through Brewville before you get to Sierra Leone. You go to Brewville before you get to Guinea. You have Coca-Cola factory in close proximity to Brewville. You have Freeport close proximity as far as driving to Brewville. There are a lot of things that are closer to Brewville than you think. So in the future, when you are thinking of, okay, what can I do? What's going to be happening here? You have a lot of advantages. The other thing with Breville that I did my research on is you don't see a lot of land disputes. So when you have a property to purchase, you can do your due diligence, go to the court, hire a councilman to look after your documents to see the legitimacy of the land before you can proceed. And I don't have any headache in Breville period when it comes to this. The other aspect is you want a community, right, that are willing to mobilize to help clean the community. So when I go to Breville, I'm having meetings with people in communities. I don't come on YouTube to tell y'all, oh, I had a meeting with this community, with this. People are waiting for me right now when I go back at the end of this month to organize a group that will start to clean Breville. I'm not the mayor of Breville. Do I need to go clean Breville? But because I'm bringing investment into Breville, I have to take the initiative to organize community members to see how we can clean the place better to make it a better city than what it is. And so when I speak with the mayor of Breville and other representatives in Breville, this is the vision that I pitch for that community or for that place. I'm not from there. I'm from Grand Coulee County. I could be like, hey, I want to go to Grand Coulee County and do everything else there. But you see beyond today. You see beyond tomorrow, next year, whatever is a bigger vision. And so the question of this place is so far from Monrovia, that is not my goal nor my objective. It's a long-term plan. It's what I see. This city will be a model city in Liberia. You guys watch. It will be. So when you see trash all over the place and you compare Liberia to Rwanda, Kigali, they didn't get there overnight. They all mobilized to clean the community. And that starts with us. We can't wait for the representative or this person to come and clean the place for us. But we who have the power and bringing all these investors can say, look, we have all of these people, 10, 30, 14, 15 people who are invested in Breville. You have to listen to us because we are the investors for this place. We are the one bringing good image to this place. So let us all mobilize. So that's just, I just want to clear that up for those who are always asking why Breville is so far from Monrovia. I have no control over why it's so far, but the vision remains that this place will be a model community for Liberia. So
yeah, because I personally don't like living in the actual city. I like being a little bit, away. So if I want to go to Monrovia, I can go over there and come back. But when I go to Africa, it's just like I love being around the trees. I love being around nature. I love that feel that I don't get in America. Like, yeah, when I'm in Monrovia, you see everything. You're in the middle of everything. Everything's fast paced, moving like that. But do you actually want to go and live there? I don't know. I don't, if I did have a house in Monrovia, I don't think it would be my getaway spot where when I leave America, I go back over there. Because I like even when I was in Sierra Leone, like there was one night like we slept in the village and I was like, yo, the breeze blow different over here. Like it's actually like a really calming feeling. Like, so that's what I like. When I go back to Africa, I like to have that little secluded feel. Like I like to be around nature. I don't want too much noise, stuff like that. Yeah, don't get me wrong. If we're gonna go out and we're gonna go party, we're gonna do whatever, then we drive to that location. But I don't want to be right there with a party. Especially I have Liberian people, you can't everything. You just lay on the horn for everything. I don't want to be hearing that all night. So yeah, I'm good in Grooveville. And then there's you know how they do it, man. You're gonna hear that for everything. They gonna smash that horn for anything. So but then you also talk about that bridge project that's coming to Grooveville to divert some of that traffic. So this is thinking ahead. So once that highway gets done, I'm sure people will be jumping to Brewville because now they can get back and forth to Monrovia really fast. So I mean, to each his own. If you live in America and you want to build a house back in Liberia, you don't want to live in Monrovia because you already in America. You already experiencing that. Like I live here in Atlanta, but I live 20, 30 minutes away from Atlanta. I don't want to live in the city. Like when I want to go over there, I'm going to jump in my car and I'm going to drive 20, 30 minutes. But I do not want to live over there. I like my peace. I like my quiet. So when I think about Africa, I'm like even the trees on my land. Like I'm not cutting down all those trees. I want that nature feel. that, we don't really get over here in America. So I think it sounds good, to go and live in Monrovia, but once y'all try it for a few weeks, you're gonna be like, nah, this not where it's at. You don't want to live over there. So I don't think it's, too far. It's just, you know, are you really saying that because you think it's too far, or is that what other people are saying? And then, like Emma said, also, are you willing to take the risk of trying to buy a property so close to the city? That's one of the issues we face in the diaspora. Like, you know, who's gonna watch that property? You got to start building on it right away. You got to make sure it's secured. You know, that's not the process we want to put you guys through. You want a peace of mind. So that's another good reason why I even went through Emma. Uh, you don't want to just give a family member the money. Hopefully they go and do that deal. Hopefully the land don't have multiple sellers. Hopefully nobody try to come and squat on your land before you start building on it. There's just, when you weigh all the options out, I think it's worth it to be in Brewerville. Now, if you guys want a spot in Monrovia, but you know what it costs, and you know that's not a possibility, then, I mean, why fantasize? We talk about reality over here. We're not talking about fantasies. You're not about to get no property in Monrovia. So, like, yeah, we in Brewerville.
We are in Brewerville. It's so fun. It's interesting because I was talking to the mayor and I said I have an investor who's looking to buy a land for a mechanic shop, which is you. And he was like, I'm on it because we have to get our city the way it needs to be. So investors are welcome. And immediately I said I need a rural land, a land that is closer to the road for this mechanic shop, because we're not only having a shop, but we're bringing jobs to Brewerville. And so there's a level of urgency to do the right thing, right? So the mayor is more willing to give the land to somebody looking to invest than to just sit there and everyone just sell whatever they want to sell. So the advantages are there. And who wants to live in Monrovia? Monrovia is also very crowded. And if you like the traffic, the hustle and bustle, then that's good for you. But somewhere where, like, again, property value, and you see beyond right now, this is where you need to be. So let's see. Let me take some comments.
Yeah, that's a good point with the property value, because right now Liberia is already, I mean, Monrovia is hyped up, so the values are, maybe out of 100% range, maybe the value up is 80-90%. So you're right there close to the ceiling. So if you get a property in Monrovia, it will appreciate, but not like if you get a property in Brewerville. Like, that has a lot more room for growth, because when that highway gets done, the community gets finished, more people start buying land. Now that land might go from being worth 2,000 to 10,000, as opposed to your land in Monrovia, you might buy it for 15, 20,000, and maybe it's worth 22, 23, 25. So the growth potential is bigger when you come to these areas. That's why I mentioned that, being at a location before everything else gets there, because you do get the appreciation, your real estate appreciation that comes with that.
Right. Excellent point. This person says, is there space for entertainment center and water park in the community specifically? No, we don't. We are not looking to have entertainment center, because again, like I said, this is a residential area. And so if you are looking to have a entertainment center in Brewerville, that is typically something that we can put forth. But for this community, no. Yes, so true. Good plan for us Liberians abroad. Okay. Only we Liberians can develop Liberia. Absolutely. I completely agree. If you have a good community, development will come to you because of the people that live there. Good restaurants, shopping centers, businesses will move to the money. Yes. Nobody goes into business for formality or popularity. Or if you do, I don't know where you are, but people go into business for two reasons: profit and impact. If you want to, you want to go to Bravo because obviously, the business opportunities are there, you look into it. Um, but that everyone will live in Monrovia. She's pretty much asking like everyone will live in Monrovia. Like, no, absolutely not. I really don't like even to be in Monrovia for more than 30 minutes. It's too much. Somebody said perfectly said. For me, I love that kind of area. Huh?
I can't be in Monroe for too long. They'll be like, yo,
I
this dude
can't.
got money. This dude got money. We could tell. We know it. I'm like, nah,
We know he brought some money for us.
not me. I'd be ducked off in Brewerville.
I believe most of the people in this community will have access to a car and good roads. So in the community, if you see the business proposal, the community proposal, not business proposal, you will see yes, all the roads that will be in the community, all of them would need to be paved roads. You know, Stefan's land can have like a nice road, and then my land or my area of my house has like a dirt road. It's not acceptable, and that's the reason why when I'm having discussion with people looking to purchase land in this community, I ask you all the questions. And if you said no, I can't do this, I'm not willing to participate in the, you know, having a conference center, a park, security post, it's not for you. And I respectfully decline to sell it to you because the vision does not align. I don't like city. I love nature. I'm a village woman. And I want my children to love nature too. So says yes, absolutely. And I definitely look forward to having this sister in this community. She's one of the individual who has invested in this community. I don't know if she want me to say that, but I'm sure she does. She's okay.
Oh, creative.
So yes, no, Success Nation.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah, yeah, she will be part of the community and part of the meeting that we are looking to have. It's not too far because people can build other things there, like supermarkets, salons. Different people come together. We bring together ideas to create. Absolutely. So if people from Brewerville were leaving Monrovia to go to a salon, for example, and these businesses are there, why do you think they're going to leave to go somewhere so far away? You know, so like she said, other businesses would be need to be developed there. And so now the ideas, like Stefan said, it goes beyond building houses. You know, we have to now think about hospitals. We not need to now think about schools. You know, so these are the areas where I'd say the investment opportunities are there. Some of us who are into healthcare management, you know, working in a hospital from bottom to top. These are the opportunities for us to say, you know, wait a minute, maybe I can look into having a clinic here. Maybe I can look into bringing investors for hospitals in Brewerville. So the vision is larger than just houses. All right, so let's go back to your business, right? You have automotive business in the United States.
Hmm.
Is that something you're looking to, you know, have in Liberia? And I've alluded to that a little bit more, but is that something you're looking to branch out to pretty much like not just Brother, but is that something you want to have in other communities within Liberia as well?
Um, I'm not too sure. I know I definitely want to, have my shop, at least one shop.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm very new to doing business in Liberia. Um, so I would be interested. Like I have my technician over here, which is my cousin. He does the repairs and the equipment and all that. And we've talked on multiple occasions about, once we have that shop set up, finding some people that we can actually teach and,
Mm-hmm.
showing them how to do some of these things. Because that's the
Right,
hard part about this business is getting somebody that's, competent and knows what they're doing. Everything
right.
else can be purchased. The equipment can be purchased and all those things. So that's one of the business I'm thinking of. The other thing is, some people have shops already set up over there and they know what they're doing, but
Mm-hmm.
they might not have equipment or have parts
Right.
for certain cars and things like that. So that's another void that I want to fill. Also, being able to ship cars over there, being able to ship parts. Um, Definitely interested in the rental business over there. Like
Mm-hmm.
people coming in the country don't have transportation. Um, I can get you a car, a driver, pick you up at the airport, take you around, things of that nature. So definitely got plans for, bringing my business, my automotive business over there to Liberia. Now, how that first one goes will determine if, I
You
want to
want to
set up some
spread
other
out.
things and things like that. But just as far as bringing jobs to Liberia, employing people,
Mm-hmm.
I'm never going to stop doing that. So, even if I get to the point where, I have one or two mechanic shops, I got a couple technicians and I decide, that's the limit to this business for now. I'm still interested in putting other things together that will give people jobs, even if it has nothing to do with the automotive field. So going back to what I was just talking about earlier, that's why, coming together, bringing our heads together. So maybe somebody has another plan for manufacturing something else or doing something else, and I can add something to that so we can provide jobs in the area, then I'm open to that idea. Even if I don't really know anything about that business, I could still learn. I could look into it, I could do my research. But yeah, coming there, that's gonna be one of the first business I look for is my shop. And a couple things, even just repairing the cars or repairing my own cars, doing KK repairs. So yeah, I'm very interested in that business in Liberia, and if I can keep it in that Brewville area around there, that'd be cool. But yeah, I don't mind getting a couple shops. I just don't know how deep I'm gonna get. That would be involved. That would be contingent on what kind of people I meet, people that are under me, people willing to work, and things like that. But yeah, I'm definitely open to that, and that's the business I'm involved in. So it's an easier barrier to entry. And I might even be sending a couple cars over there, as early as next year. So I'm definitely trying to put those connections together. I still need somebody that ships out of the Atlanta area. I really haven't been looking yet because I'm not ready at this moment. But if anybody watching this right now has those kind of connections, I'm in the Atlanta area, and like I said, I'm very interested in shipping cars and parts to Liberia. So let it be known.
Yeah, Stefan, we can definitely discuss other way to target that. If we can't find somebody to ship from Atlanta, I could discuss with you other way we can like look into getting cars there. So this person says, will the community have fees similar to homeowner association HOA for amenities? Yes, the park needs to be maintained. Okay, we're not looking at like a big fee, obviously. Okay, and the security, those things will be accumulated, and then will be like a set monthly fee. So that's again something that we've discussed with everyone that has purchased there. So if you're interested, you can always let us know. Um, what else? What else? Do you guys have any questions for those that are on the live right now? Any questions for him before? So if anyone looking, I mean, we can look into like a annual fee, annual fee or monthly fee, whichever works best for the plan. But currently, we just have the community proposal, and everything that will be outlined within that community.
Yeah.
And then we are having our next meeting with everyone that has purchased property there, and to discuss next steps. So that's where we are currently. Everything has to be planned out. We don't want to go full speed. We don't know people's financial strengths. So we take this gradually and get it going.
Yeah, and I think that'll be the easy part when we finally get to that part where everything's done and completed and all that, and now we have to start thinking about paying the security guards and all that. I think that's actually the easier part. So what we're doing starting off is actually a little more challenging, you know, um, as far as trying to get those. Let me plug my charger in. Sorry.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah, so I think that's actually the harder part, the fees associated with the upkeep. Once we made it through all these things, that'll seem like, a breeze.
Yeah, I've already established some contacts for solar panels, but that's obviously that's
Mm.
something we all can. Yeah, I've already established contact for solar panels.
Yeah, we don't want no
But that
loud generators pumping.
no generator about to make noise in people's ears right now, and we're good.
Hey,
So
I see people run those things like 24/7, like they're just chilling, eating, generators back. They just run all day, and I'm like, okay.
So no generator in community. It'll be backup, but so some of these arrangements are made and are ready. So if you have interest in the community, of course, you can make further inquiries. Um, if somebody's looking, are you looking for investor for the automotive thing in Liberia, or right now you're just limiting it to you and your cousin?
No, because the location, we didn't necessarily find one in Brewerville yet. I know you mentioned something on Robertsville.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'm not really at that point yet, but um it's coming. It's coming soon. I definitely need me a place to stay first.
Right, very
I gotta be able to
important.
come back and forth regularly because now, even like when I come next year, I got to reach out to Emma somewhere to stay. Transportation, that's another big thing. So I want to target those issues first, so I could freely go back and forth. Like if I need to go to Liberia next week, I could just bust that move. I don't need to think about how I'm getting around, where I'm gonna stay. So once I knock those things out, then everything else will definitely go into phase two. So my main priority right now is, trying to develop over there.
Hmm.
So I'm not going to be looking at, developing and then building the shop all at the same time. I want to put something on the ground. I want to develop, ship me a couple cars over there, and then now I'll be thinking, okay, let me get this business going. But doesn't really make sense for me to put my business together and leave my own personal property that I
Right.
purchased just sitting there.
And
So
Brewerville community.
yeah, in the community. Yeah. So that's my number one focus right now. Everything else is just in planning phase at this point. But right now we're in the building phase. So once I get through with that, yep, open to ideas, partnerships, um, you know, open. I'm open to anything.
All right, excellent, excellent. So yes, you guys, you heard it here. If you have any questions before I can wrap up this live, go ahead. Anything else that you want to add, Stefan, to get our
Um,
people, those who are pretty much, a little hesitant, or perhaps they are unsure, just Liberia in general, what can
so
you,
unsure. I'm going back to Liberia.
yeah, because people that there are negative things on the internet about
Well,
Liberia, and
it's getting. I don't know if they live in America, but man, it's getting crazy in America. I mean, I would. I don't think I don't think I would leave America just 100% never come back, but
right.
I would like to have the option of doing that. I would
Mhm.
like to have the option if things were to ever get that bad where I'm like, look, I really can't be living in this place. Um, then I have that option available. Um, I don't really see myself going somewhere else. Like I'm not gonna leave America and go live in Europe or anything like that. So
Right, right, right.
if I leave America and I'm going to live somewhere else, I mean it's gonna be back in my own country. Um, so I guess I would like to hear the reasons why people don't want to do it, but I think this country should be, used for what you can get out of it and not somewhere that you just say like, okay, I'm gonna sit here, like retire. Like times have changed in this country. Like if you come over here and you're just working your job to try to retire, I mean, you got to do your research and you got to see that the 401k pension plan. I mean that plan is going to be wiped out in the next few years. So I hope you're not one of the ones trying to just try to work for like 20, 30 years and just have a pension. That's a very bad plan because uh, it wasn't made for this generation. It was made for past generations a really long time ago when first of all people wasn't living to 90 years old, so your job never planned on taking care of you that long. And I mean things are getting so hard now, just making 100% income. Like how you supposed to live off 40% when you retire, and not to even account for inflation.
Right, right,
Even
right.
when you come to America, you own property. I mean, I'm about to pay my property taxes right now, so you own it. But damn, it's like every year you gotta write them a nice size check. You know, not saying you don't have to pay nothing in Africa, but it's not even close in comparison. So I would say for a lot of people, it's a necessity, even if right now you don't know it. Things are getting a lot harder in this country. Um, Especially if you don't have like you're not involved in any business or investments or anything like that. You're just dependent on that one job. I mean, if we didn't learn anything from what just happened with COVID, then I mean that stuff just that just changed everything. It just showed us that you really can't uh, 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 depend on these jobs thinking that they're gonna take care of you. And, you know, safety wise too, I mean, if you live somewhere near the inner city, like over here in Atlanta, I mean, people get shot every single day. It's not even like news anymore. If you hear somebody getting shot and dying, it's like it doesn't even surprise you anymore. Now the new things, kids are shooting up schools, kids are bringing guns.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
one of my cousins just the other day, her son's in middle school, and one of those kids brought a gun to middle school.
Yeah. Yeah.
So these were
It's
things that,
very unsafe.
yeah, when I was growing up, these were things that were like almost unheard of. Like especially in middle school, I'm talking about in high school. Like, you know, it's only once, very rare, you see, okay, a kid bringing a gun here and there. Now we've somehow evolved to the stage where kids are shooting up schools, people are shooting up their jobs. Like, you know, at least have that plan that, you know, when it's time to be like, yo, I got to get the hell out. Like, I know where I'm going. I have another option. There's a backup plan over there. Not saying that Liberia is my backup plan. If my money was right now, I have no reason to live in this country the whole year, all year round. I just
Right.
don't. Like, you know what I mean? And you're hearing this from a younger person. So if you guys are definitely in your older age, then you have to question, you know, what's your plan for your life? Like, yeah, you get nicer stuff over here. You go out, the streets are cleaner, and you know, you don't have to worry about running water, your lights going out. Now, those are the pros, but what's the cons? A lot of things that I just mentioned, safety, um, you know, a lot of these cities are very dangerous. Your kids, not only are the kids at risk, but their mind also. These kids now, they're not like, you know, when I was growing up, their mindset is so different. And, you know, the technology is a good thing, but it's like a double-edged sword. You know, you can either, you know, become very wealthy and learn a lot of things and educate yourself. Yes, technology and the internet is great for those things, but we don't see the kids using it for that. Like these kids are just sitting on YouTube watching the craziest, dumbest stuff. Like they living at home now with their parents until they're in their 30s and 40s. That's actually the new norm. Kids want to just live at home forever. I know in Africa, you know, people do that, but it's different over here. Like you're gonna be taking care of a grown person that is barely working. They're gonna be binge watching Netflix all day because that's the new norm. So like our minds are being destroyed, our bodies is at risk, and somehow we think that, you know, when people say Liberia, they're like, oh no, this and no that. But when you live in America, I mean, you're constantly worried about those things and it's changing so fast, it's getting worse and worse and worse. So I mean, I can go on and on. There's just so many cons to it that, you know, I'm at the point where I don't want to live in this country or be forced to live here
Right.
all year round. So if I ever get to the position where my money's good, I got my investments back home, I got my property back home, then yes, I will be exercising that option. But majority of the time, just, you know, go back home. You know, if I don't have to be over here. So that's how I feel about it. If you tell me different, I don't know, because I'm in it. I've seen every single side. I grew up over here in America, so it's not like I grew up in Africa. I came to America when I was 9 years old. So, you know, I'm at that point where I do remember what it's like to grow up in Africa, but I also came here at a young enough age where I know what it's like to grow up in America. And I can tell you from experience that times have changed so much. Like it's a huge, huge difference. And, you know, I would hate for my son to, you know, like I fear for my son's life when, even though he's only 2 years old, but when he gets to that point, because I've seen these kids like 9, 10 years old, these kids already know everything. They're already involved in everything. If you think they're not, then hey, I got I got a lot of other stories for you. You know what I'm saying? So a lot
Yeah.
of those things are on my mind, and that's kind of like I use that as fuel too. I use that as fuel. Like, okay, let me have this plan ready. When it's time to say let's go, we going. It's not gonna be where you gonna stay. We staying in my house. How we gonna get around? One of my cars. That's it.
Okay.
Where's the
You
money
get
coming
it.
from? The money's already over there. It's coming. Let's go. That's it. So
I
that's
like
how I
that.
feel about it. You
I
know.
like that. I like that. I like that. So this is for some of you guys who are on YouTube and or looking on the internet for other negativity about Liberia. Um, you see homelessness in the United States. You don't talk about that. You don't have a concern for that. So you go to Liberia and you become so negative about everything, but then fail to see the unemployment rate in this country. You fail to see the disparities in this country. You fail to see the depths of in this country, the lack of security all over the place. But yet you go to a country that is trying and get on the internet and just so negative. Okay, this is a different conversation for a lot of you guys. And I'm ready to have this conversation with y'all because I think you ignore the problem here and then you start to say I'm gonna go back to America. I'll never come back to Liberia because Liberia is this. But the problems here are saturated. There's so many problems here that you don't see the media talk about. And so, your biased opinion about Liberia, you probably want to like rethink that. Your negativity, you need to rethink that. Okay, anyway, so if you're interested in acquiring land, you can email zoradm21@gmail.com and I will walk you through the process. Stefan, this person wants you to hit them up.
Yeah, about to say put your info over there, email something, and I will definitely hit you up. Now I say your name say CJ, but I CJ.
Like the sea, the water.
Yeah. CJ. Yeah, man, put your info, man, definitely for sure. But yeah, keep it 100. We have to keep it 100, man. Somebody asked about filtration, but yeah, I only keep it 100, man. And sometimes people don't like me for that, but I mean, I'm just the kind of person.
It's true.
That, I don't want. I'm not gonna change who I am to try to make other people happy. I mean, if you want to debate some ideas, then I'm always open to looking at the other side. But what I just mentioned right here, this is something that I actually live, and something that I'm actually experiencing, something I actually see. So I'm not really sure what the other side of the debate is. Like Emma just said, people always got negative stuff to say. Even my own family, my own grandma. Oh, Liberia not good. Oh, America, but every day she calling me. Yo, I just talked to you yesterday. Oh, America not good. I'm like, oh, okay. Africa not good. America not good. Europe not good.
You're like, damn, where do I live?
You call me every single day. If I don't pick up, she gonna blow my phone up. When I finally answer, she's like, oh, okay. Yeah, America not good. I'm like, yeah, I know, Oma, I know.
Your grandma is hilarious. Filtration system. We are working out some of the logistics, but obviously we will not be having people like have their own wells and all that if it comes to that. So keep it up 100%. You are right, my sister. Absolutely. It really, I was talking to one of the viewers on here last night about, there's a video that's circulating about why people shouldn't go to Liberia, and while I do respect everybody's opinion, I think we need to be very cognizant of what it is that we put out there about our country. And this discourages other people from going there for themselves. So people don't really think for themselves these days. So they rely on what is put out there. So if you're spreading so much negativity and comparing the country with the United States, a country that stole for other people and has established herself, comparing it to a small country like Liberia, and also not talking about the negative aspect of this country and mainly just talking about Liberia negativity about your own country, it's a problem because thousands of people are watching you and they're going to be like, yeah, that's true. Oh no, I'm never going back to Liberia. I'm not going to give the chance to go and see the problems there or to see how I can make an impact. Okay, if you can't contribute to Liberia's development, then maybe just keep the negativity down because you're discouraging other people from going there to see for themselves, to see, okay, how can I be the change I would like to see in Liberia? So are you looking for the government to take the trash you just put down the street to clean up for you? You have to be an example. You also have to see how you can make an impact in the country instead of sitting on YouTube and saying every day, oh, that place bad. Oh, I will never go over there. Oh, don't go over there. You are actually changing minds of people who are looking to go and see the opportunities and to see how they can all help develop the country. So please stop.
Wow, who made
All
that
right.
video?
Somebody did. I'm going to send it to you, but I really didn't want to click on this video, to be honest with you. But the person who said it, like, click on it. I was like, no, I don't. I saw this video. I just didn't want to click on it. It's a clickbait. Then it becomes, don't go to the library, don't go to the library, library is this, library is this, from the airport, this is that, this and that, this and that. And for somebody who is heavily invested in Liberia financially and time-wise, I'm not coming on here to tell you like, oh my God, all these things are happening, because you also have to humble yourself. A lot of times when they walk to the airport, they start like disrespecting everyone that work in the airport. We are so stupid in this country. I've stood there and people that disrespect people that work at the airport. But this video also said, the employees at the airport are this and that. Check your own attitude. Check your own attitude before you start to say everyone at the airport are bad. You don't have to give anybody money. If you go to the airport and say, hey, my sister, give me $5, do you have to? You don't have to. You're not, nobody's going to take you to jail because somebody asked you for $10.
Well, I guess they never went
you don't have it, you don't have it.
They must have never went to McDonald's drive-through.
Right.
They be like, what you want? Like, over this horrible customer service over here. Good customer service, the thing of the past. So you're gonna experience that everywhere. Like, people are really rude and mean over here. Like,
very rude. When I went to Liberia in March, this guy just walked. Like, there was a line. And he just walked. I said, I've been in this line for like 30 minutes, you guys are so unprofessional at this airport. And I said, you go to TSA in LA, Los Angeles, California. You can take 2 hours before you even get checked in. But you're going to stay in line for 30 minutes and start cursing everyone else, talking about, Liberians are so unprofessional. You're so stupid in this country, and all this and all this. Who are you? So a lot of times I'm saying people create their own issues and then they come back on the internet and they say, Liberia is this, Liberia is that. No, you are the problem. You need to be the change you want to see in your country. The government can do everything. Is Joe Biden, like, does he own Amazon? Does he own Facebook? Does he own like Walmart? Everybody contribute to the country. So if you have contribution to make, I suggest you make that by sending your video, and you're going to get upset.
Yeah, people are rude. Everywhere. Like I just said, McDonald's. Like, anytime you go out to any of these retail stores in America, you just expect bad customer service. Like, those people don't even say thank you, hello. They're just like, what you want? So it's like, yeah, you get. I'm used to that everywhere I go. So it's not like, it's not like just a Liberian person thing. It's just people. Whenever you're dealing with people, you're going to have some that's rude. You're going to have some that's negative. You're going to have some that's positive. It's people. It's not a single country. And actually, a lot of those people in Liberia, they're going to show you a lot of love for a stranger than people in America. You a stranger to somebody in America, you don't even exist, bro. Try getting beat up on the street. You think anybody going to help you? No, everybody going to pull their phones out and record you. So, I don't get that point.
Yeah, you get to the airport, and I've already said this on my channel. If you're a patient at your airport, New York, wherever you are, exercise the same level of patience in Liberia, okay?
Okay.
You don't have some type of privilege to think somebody's going to speed you up 5 minutes and put you ahead of the line. That is not cool. If somebody say, my sister, my brother, help me with $5, ma, I don't have it, or my sister, my brother, I don't have it. Nobody's forcing you to have it. So the fact that somebody's gonna ask you for something and you're gonna have an issue. Look, corruption is at the airport in the U.S. Let me just tell you something. So they have the little measurement of the liquid that you need to take. Do you think when they take your liquid from you, it's going to the trash? It's going to somebody else's house. So that in of itself is corruption. So when somebody takes something away from you, you're thinking, okay, I'm not really supposed to take this because the ounces are larger than what is expected. Those employees have taken it to the house already. So don't think corruption is here in the U.S. It's embedded into this U.S. culture. But what it is it's not overt. You don't see it. That's the reason why. But it's all over the place. So going to Liberia, getting to the airport and complaining about the airport consistently because somebody said ask you for $5, which you don't have to give, and they come on YouTube and say everyone at the airport are messed up. That's not okay. That's not the right message.
Right.
But anyway, people said
Somebody said it's
good evening, Patriots. Huh? Oh yeah, okay. So this guy Levi. He said, I sent in my paperwork for a visa to Liberia last Monday. How long does it take? Did you do like expedited service? Typically, it takes 7 days if it's if you did an expedited service, and then if not, it takes 2 weeks or 3 weeks. But with COVID, I cannot tell you how long. When I went to Liberia in March, it took 7 days for me to get my visa back. My passport back with my visa in there. So I don't know how long it's going to take you. If of course, if you pay for expedited service, it would take 7 days. Be the change you want to see. Absolutely. America isn't great only because, the president. No, America is great because you have janitors, you have firefighters, you have people in different positions. People are willing to do their job and put in their fair share of wherever it is. People are contributing to the country, but we sit on the internet looking for, this president to do this president to do that. The trash you put on the street, does the president have to clean that for you? I don't understand.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, the
so
Lebanese don't have no problems of going over
they
there.
don't have no problem with making that money.
Exactly.
Annually there is about $550 million that leave the diaspora to Liberia, remittances, okay? And where does that go? It doesn't go to Liberia's pocket. It goes to the people who are smart, the Indians, the Lebanese, the Guineans, the Nigerians. But you sit in your house and talk about how your country has nothing to offer. What do you have to offer your country? It's very frustrating to know that. So anyway, this person says, what about the lady that was raped in the tree and no one helped save her from the man, but only look and record on their phones? In America, this happens. I mean,
Yeah.
America is just
People don't really help.
we're used to just recording.
Everybody
Everything we record.
literally gonna record. Like that's what I'm
Nobody's gonna
saying.
help you in the rain. Your car break down. You're on your own. I mean, so it's safety. People do that for safety, and people do that for selfish reasons.
Exactly right. Because you go try to
So
help somebody
there's
out.
a level.
Yeah. You help somebody, next thing you know, they're trying to kill you, take your car. So like you say, yeah. If somebody's on like
See if that is.
even when if somebody out like need a ride or something out, like nobody picking them up no more. This a whole new age we in right here. Cause you never know. Like, you can go to help somebody out and that could be your life right there. So
That's
yeah.
that's it. And so the country is not safe. Okay, maybe some of y'all who go out there and talk about, oh, I'm rushing back to the US because I'm not safe in Liberia. Well, talk about how unsafe the US is, okay? I think when you talk about Liberia, you also need to talk about the safety or lack of safety aspect of the other country that you're referring to be the best of the best. America is the best in some aspects of things, depending on what you're looking at, but we cannot forego, or we can't say we're going to be blindsided to the homelessness. Some people don't even have jobs. There are so many problems. Corruption is so rampant, okay? But nobody's going to talk about that. So while I'm not disputing Liberia has problems, I'm just here to see how I can be the change that I would like to see in my communities through like employment, giving people jobs, encouraging others to take a second look at the country. That's what I'm here to do. And that's what I think a lot of people need to do. When people see Mary Block cleaning the street, like, oh, I wish you had 10 Mary Block to clean the street. Well, so where are you? What happened to your mind? And so it's just sometimes very discouraging. But we move. We move.
Right.
Especially
anyway, what's even like let's say somebody like yourself, obviously, you got a lot going on over here in America. So, inquiring minds should want to know, what is somebody like this that have a lot going on in America, a lot of opportunity, a lot of possibilities? Why is this person interested in going back to Liberia? Right. So right. If somebody who, doesn't have to leave America can still have a good life, right. Good investments, probably live in a big house over here, drive a nice car, and never have to go out to Africa. If somebody has those options, then
Right.
but still decides to go back to Liberia to try to do something, so you also have to question that also when you see somebody doing that, right?
Right.
Um, you know, I don't want to say, follow the money. It's not all about money, but I'm sure you have different reasons for being involved in Liberia. But I think that's something, to take note of. Like, okay, this person, is established over here. Why they trying to, go back and do all these things? So what does that say for you who really is not established in this country? Maybe you should give it, a second look.
Exactly. And again, that's like I said, the change that we want to see. That's why we become the change. Because obviously, my dad had told me, he said, "Look, Emma, what you earn in this country, you can buy 3, 4 houses, stay here, and enjoy yourself. You are so young." But again, at the end of the day, it's putting people to work and making impacts in those communities that I have those businesses in. So that's my change. That's what I'm looking to contribute to my country. Yeah, there are problems. Obviously, there's problems there, but so is the US. Problems are here too. So anyway, what does this? Okay, so yes, I really love this conversations indeed. Good one. VOH. I love Liberia. I'm building my house in Johnsonville. Oh, hoo-hoo. But I would love to buy land in that community. I tell myself all the time I'm not spending my retirement life in the US. Well, let me just give you a breaking news. Retirement, some people earn $900 per month. Please tell me, with the rate of inflation and the price of homes or apartments, where do you think you're gonna find $900 place? If that's what they're paying you per month, plus your food, plus your vehicle, plus everything else, you wanna live in this country with $900 retirement monthly? I'm puzzled.
Don't say 900, even say 2, 3 thousand.
Puzzled,
Two, 3 thousand, you still ain't doing nothing.
it's crazy. It's crazy. We have to be the change. Indeed, we have to be the change. So yes, a lot of people are online, but I think I'm out of discussions.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great conversation. I think it's definitely something that needs to be had more. I noticed that you mentioned what your dad was saying. You can have a really good life over here. Question, why you should go back. Nobody ever really sat and talked to me about that. It was just, it seemed like, when we came over here on the resettlement program, refugee program, it wasn't anything that was talked about, but it was just something that it was kind of implied that we were never going back. So
Right.
as a kid, you know, growing up, I never had plans to go back to Liberia. I mean, definitely
Mhm.
maybe visit, but it's something that, even if we don't say it, it's implied that when we come over here in this country, it's for good. And now as an adult, when I look back in hindsight, I question a lot of those things. Like, why is it like that? I notice a lot of people, Indians, Pakistanis, whatever, they come to this country in America, and their mindset is a little bit different. They come
Yeah.
to get what
Very.
they can out this country, but every time you see them, they're back on a plane, they're
Right.
doing this, and that's from personal experience. Like, I've personally seen, because I used to work in gas stations, I used to work with Indians, and I seen how they move. Like, they come to this country, and a few
Collect.
years later, like I was just asking one of the dudes, he's a Pakistani guy. He came here, and dude could barely speak English, and he was just stacking up coolers and stuff. Not only do they help each other get on their feet, which is
Yeah.
a completely
Mhm.
different conversation. So they were able to help this guy get on his feet. He started a little business where he was delivering these little cookies and stuff to all the gas stations. And next thing you know, he got a bigger truck. Next thing you
Mm.
know, he got a second one. He got people working. So
Mm.
I didn't see the guy for a few years, but I ran into him last year, and that was about the time where I was starting to get involved in Africa and things like that. So I asked him, "Hey, Hasif, are you doing anything back in your country? Like, what are you doing?" The dude was like, "Yeah, man. Hey, like the dude was like, not only have I been building, the dude said I built a school. I've sent a couple of school buses.
Mm.
Like, they pick kids up, they take them to the school.
Wow.
Like, I was just blown away. So that's not something that just came out of nowhere. They come here on a mission, right? They come here on a mission and they fulfill that mission, but never in their plans does it include not going back to their country and just
Right.
staying here. But somehow, we come here and we think that's it. Like this is the promised land. So I think it's important, to have these conversations because it's not really something that's talked about, but it shouldn't in the long run, it's not going to be good for you because even the person that mentioned in the comments like they don't want to be here for retirement, not only financially is it going to be impossible, but
Right.
what are you really going to do? Like, what are you really going to do? That's what I ask you. At least in Liberia you can have some kind of purpose. Like, you're from one of the poorest countries in the world. There's so
Right.
much purpose to be had. There's so much you can give back. But you just
Mm-hmm.
come here in this country, you retire, you get your set amount coming every month. What are you gonna do with the rest of your life? That's
Right.
no way to live life. Like, it's not just about surviving. It's about giving back, having a purpose. Even if you get to that retirement age and you retire with your little money coming in every month, like, there's gonna be something missing. You're not gonna know what it is. But after looking around and diving into some conversations and some channels and seeing other people talk about it, well, that's the thing that's missing. You're missing purpose. That's a pillar of happiness, is having some kind of purpose to your life. And a lot of times we're so consumed with just surviving and making sure that, we got enough food and making sure, the house is paid off and the car is paid off. So we never have time to actually sit down and think about a purpose. But when you get to that retirement age where your house is paid off and your car is paid off and you don't have to work anymore, you're just getting that check every month. You think that sounds good. You think that's happiness, but that's not. That's misery. Try to find some purpose to your life. Like I said, you shouldn't feel good about being from one of the poorest countries in the world.
Right. Don't feel good
Probably
about that.
embarrassed when you tell people that you're from Liberia. So why would you encourage your fellow Liberian to never go back? Why would you
Right.
imply it to your kids and your grandkids to never go back? And by not talking about it, that's the implication you're giving, because nobody that I knew from my generation is going back to Africa.
Right.
It's just not something that, like, I'm the only one, and people was very shocked when I went back to Africa, and they're very shocked when I'm buying land and I'm doing all these things. And, some people, like my family members, they see how committed I am. So now they jump on board. Now they're buying
Yeah.
land.
Yeah.
But growing up, that's not something that we talked about. It's not something that we talk, oh, we're going to go back. Even now, like, my mother has land over there in Africa that is almost feel like forgotten land. Like, my mom went through a lot to buy those lands. And for us just to come to America and set our own lives up and not think about those lands, or not try to go back and, even question what made my parents buy this land, do that. Not only is that a selfish thought, but that's a life without purpose. And I don't want to live that kind of life. I want to have some kind of purpose going on. I want to know that I'm contributing to something, I'm giving back, I'm helping people out. And if you feel the same, I mean, America, you can't help this country. It's going to take a lot more than one person or a community. But coming back to Liberia, even something is just like a community what we're trying to form in Brewville, that can make a huge difference. Not only can it help people in the area right there, but it sets the tone for other people who have negative things to say. Because now when those other people say the negative things, you can say, well, look at these guys over here. Look what they're doing. I'm going to go on this side, because that person is talking negative. Like, that's just a negative person. They're not going to have anything they're going to have something negative to say about America too. I guarantee you they're having conversations like, this country this country that. So, try to have some purpose to your life, because even if you get all the money in the world, there's millionaires that kill themselves all the time, and we see it in the news. So you're thinking the money is the end, the end all to everything. Well, why would somebody that has millions and millions of dollars in the bank kill themselves? It's because they didn't fulfill every pillar of happiness, and that's one of it. And we come from a very, very poor country, a country that needs us to do a lot more than we're doing right now. So, we have to fight for that. you know. So, and this is coming from somebody who doesn't look like your average Liberian, somebody who can never fit in Liberia. Like, I stick out, right? Like, when people see me, they know I'm not from around there, and that's fine. That's still not going to stop me from doing what I'm doing, right? They see I speak in colloquy. They asking where that man coming from. He coming from Liberia. Where he doing this one, that one. Yeah, that's who I am. I'm from Liberia. I was born in Liberia, you know. So I'm gonna go back, and you know, I'm gonna play my part, whether you guys get involved or not. I hope you do get involved, but not everybody's gonna be on board. But think about those things I just mentioned right here. Even if you get everything in life, you get all the money, you retire, your house good, your car good, that. Can you really sit in your big house and just chilling every month, knowing that you're from one of the poorest countries in the world, and there's people going without eating and going without shelter, and you know, you're throwing away more food on a weekly basis, you know, food that people could be, not saying that you can actually give that food to them, but just trying to prove a point to you. So for me, it's that purpose too, you know. I'm in it for money, so I don't have to worry about never going without food. I don't have to worry about somewhere to stay. But then the next step after that is, how can I give back? And who better to give back to than from people that come from where I come from?
Absolutely. You know, when you first called me and you pretty much said, "Hey, you know, I'm building like I'm building something in Sierra Leone." I was like, "Okay, you're from Sierra Leone," and then you give me a little bit of background. I was like, "What is this guy building in Sierra Leone?" And, you know, and then you give me, you know, a lot of the logistical things. You know, it's easier. Certain things are easier to navigate, and you saw the need to invest in Sierra Leone. And then we talked and try to, you know, bring you more on board with Liberia, getting you more acquainted. But you could have said, you know, Liberia is this and that, Emma. I don't want to invest in Liberia. But again, like I said, you have to open your mind and understand you got to be the change you want to see in your country. And so, you know, whenever you come back and say, "Hey, I want this land, I want this," and recently when you say, "Hey, you know, I want 2 lots for my sister," I was actually shocked. I was like, "Your sister?" And you said pretty much, "Yeah, my sister, she's interested." I was like, wow, you know, shocked. But it's nice to see that you also have encouraged a lot of people, not just on this live, but even your own family who otherwise never really thought about, you know, investing in Liberia, but you've opened, you know, their eyes to the possibilities. And again, like, you're being the change. And so thank you for the efforts and the work that you continue to do. Um,
Yes. We appreciate you
Somebody
also.
said, thank you. Somebody said, "Thanks for all the info, excellent perspective." So then, oops. Okay, so she says, "So true. These people, like the people the guy that you referenced, these people think and go back home. I'm telling you, brother. Yeah, absolutely. You know, people, like, I know a few Nigerians that would tell me over and over, 'Hey, Emma, you know, I came to this country to learn, to get some knowledge and make some money and go back to my country.' You know, I have so many
Everybody,
friends. They,
Ghanaians,
yeah,
Nigerian, East Africans, nobody, only Liberians. That's very puzzling. None of these people come here with the thought of not going back home. They
right.
always use it as like, I'm gonna come over here, I'm gonna play this game, I'm gonna get my money. Only Liberians want to come over here and think this is home. But guess what? Soon as you come over here and go to school, the first thing they call you, African booty scratcher. That's when you
Yeah.
know, oh damn, hold up. These people, they don't see me like that. And
Hmm.
I mean, they really don't. Some do, a small percentage, but the majority, first thing you'll know, they call themselves black and they call you African. Even though your skin
Yeah.
black as hell, they say no, I'm black, African. They set that page right there. So I mean, I could even write a book about this. Like, when I live in Africa, like, uh the country I lived in the most was Gambia. So
Hmm.
we left Liberia, we went to Ghana, I went to Ivory Coast, Senegal, and then Gambia. And I was in Gambia for a few years before I came to America. And when I was in Africa, even though, you know, I grew up like an African, clearly people could tell that I was different. Um, so I always had that little different feeling. And then when I came to America, it was like similar, like, yo, you African. Like, even kids was like, even like my cousin and them, they was like, the kids, they're like, all right, we're going to play with the Africans. Like, that's what they call us. They didn't like call us like, oh yeah, that's, you know, now that I grew up over here, people don't know I'm African. I don't really have an accent. So they just think, okay, yeah, this dude like African American.
And they say a little colloquial, huh?
Yeah. So I don't speak no colloquial. So they're like, yeah, this dude, yeah, he one of us now. But yeah, even like those, a lot of Americans, they'll be quick to set that difference. Like, nah, bro, like, nah, you not black, like you African, which is something so weird to me. I'm like, okay, where's that even come from? But now we're starting to see a shift. And Ghana was the one who initiated with the year of the return. So now a lot of African Americans are interested in Africa. So that's another aha moment. Why are African Americans so interested in Africa? Well, a lot of this stuff that's going on now with the police brutality, the racism, um, a lot of people are trying to be somewhere where the average person looks more like them. That's the big interest for Africa. Some others are looking for somewhere else, for something different. They see the direction uh, uh, the country is going in, and they know they want different. So I've never seen a time where there's been so many African Americans going back to Africa, and I think that trend is going to explode in the next decade. And for those of us who have some places established, like that's a big business I want to get involved in, because I'm seeing people online do that right now. They take back a whole 10, 20 people back to Africa. They have everything, because an African American is not going to go to Africa if they don't know nobody over there. They don't know how to get around. They don't know where to stay. It's just not possible. Just think about your average African. Even though they got family members back home, they never think about going back. So how you expect an African American to do it? So I think not only is that a great business opportunity, that's something that we're already leading up to, but it's something that I plan on diving into, because I got, like, people ask me all the time, like when I just came back from Africa this year, what's it like? I want to go. I want to do this. I want to invest. I'm like, all right, slow down. That time is coming. I'm going to call you when the time is ready. So that's one of the things I'm going to be doing, is I'm going to be taking people who are interested, African Americans. I'm going to be taking them back to Africa. But of course, like I said, we're going to have somewhere to stay. Transportation is not going to be an issue. Show them some of the culture, show them some of the area, and then bring up the business opportunities while they're over there. So by doing that, not only am I filling my own pockets, I'm introducing African Americans back to their roots in Liberia. And I'm also kind of integrating things, because some of them are going to stay. They're going to want to come and move. If they find out that they could build a house for 40, 50 grand and it's close to the beach, I mean, are you kidding? You saying that's high, they're going to be like, yo, let's do it. Let's do it. So you are going to have some African Americans jumping on board that's going to want to
have more people.
Yeah, they're going to jump on board. So we can't be the people from Liberia telling other people not to come to Liberia when people are now finally interested. There's never been a time where I've seen so many African Americans interested in Africa, and East Africa is not the place for them. Like, we're all from West Africa. That's where we come from. So that's what we need to go back to. So a lot of these people want to go to Ghana because it's already set up. But some of the ones that are a little bit smarter and understand, being somewhere while stuff builds up, you're going to catch some people that are going to catch on very fast, especially if you could show them, like, from firsthand experience. Like, if I take somebody and I got my house, my 1.5 acre all set up, and I got nice, decent cars over there, I got, maids, they cooking and doing that, I don't have to do all those things, they're going to be like, yo, this dude is living the life. They're not going to be like, oh, nah, I'm good in America. I promise you, because when I come back to America and I got to do my own laundry and fold my own clothes and all that, I'm sick of it in a couple of days. I'm like, yo, I'm done with this. I want to get that job to somebody else, let them cook, let them do the laundry, let them do all that stuff, so I could focus on what I do best, which is making money.
Right. There you go. There you have it. No, I've seen a lot more requests from African Americans looking really to invest, even for the beachfront property. I've had a lot of, requests for that. So people are catching up on the opportunities, and this also include big corporations. If you see Amazon, like, having their headquarters in South Africa, that's something that you have to ask yourself, like, wow, these big corporations, they're not going there because they want to help you. They're going there because there's opportunity, there's money. And so if people are looking at it from this perspective, why are fellow Liberians, that's your home? Why can't you look at it this way as well, to see how you can get in with the opportunities that are there. And so, yeah, I think it's good, and I don't even know what else to say about you. Sum it up well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Creative lifestyle. Saying Gambia, Gambia is a very nice place, and
yeah,
I lived in Gambia before, even though I haven't gone back now. I'm seeing videos online, and that place has experienced crazy growth in Gambia.
Black Acres of the Gambia. I
Black
follow
Acres of the
them.
Gambia. I follow them too. Like, Gambia is setting the pace. Like, we need to follow what Gambia is doing. Like, that place is like,
Opposite.
they feel closer to Ghana than we are.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
building modern over there. I mean, it seems like their streets aren't as dirty. So that place is, we need to take a page out of their book. But Gambia is doing something right.
and
So
Gambia
I
is a
think
small
Liberia's right
country,
there.
less than 2 million people, like small country. And you can see so much of the progress. That's because the influx of people just leaving to go and establish and develop has increased. So it's not so much of the government; it's individuals making the difference.
Right, right. Yeah, Gambia is definitely a nice country, and it's on my list to, you know, uh, it won't be next year, but very soon. Yeah, I'm gonna be hitting up Gambia too, and I would love to be in a position where we're already established in Liberia, because I would love to
Yeah,
pull some investors out of these countries and be like, hey, look what we got over here.
right,
It
right.
just kind of it just we're at the beginning stages right now, so I don't really have much going on. But uh, once I get these places set up, yeah, I'm gonna be trying to share it with the whole world. The investment opportunities, because right now, more African Americans are thinking Gambia,
Yeah,
Ghana
hmm,
first and Gambia second.
Gambia. Yeah,
Nobody's talking about Liberia, and even Sierra Leone starting to make some buzz now.
yeah, they are. They
Because they
are.
got a little program going on over there, for the
Yes, they
people
are.
tracing their ancestry. So
Yeah.
Sierra Leone, I just talked to my friend yesterday, and he's like, "Man, there's a lot of African Americans, a lot of people from Europe in Sierra Leone." And even one of
Yeah.
the reasons I got involved in Sierra Leone, not because I have one of my very close friends over there, but because I know Sierra Leone is an important shipping route to
Yeah.
Liberia. It's
It
between
is. Yeah.
Guinea. It has a direct access to Guinea, and then also uh, it has a pretty nice port. That if you have some nice connections over there, and like Emma said, you gotta pass by Baruville anyways to go when you come from Sierra Leone. And when I was over there, I actually drove. I drove from Sierra Leone to Liberia, and the roads are actually really good. So if we're shipping some stuff over there, which I haven't tested those connections, but I have people claiming in Sierra Leone that they can help me out. So if I test that and we find the right people, then if we're having issues in Liberia at the port for whatever reason, I mean, I always hear people complain about that, but Sierra Leone will be a great option. So that's what made me kind of want to jump on Sierra Leone. Obviously, at that time, I didn't know Emma. I didn't know anybody doing those things in Liberia. But at the back of my mind, I always thought like, okay, this is closer to home. Like if I'm set up in Sierra Leone, like I'm right there next to Liberia. So that was the motivating factor for me. But I always plan on getting involved in Liberia. It just so happened I had an opportunity somewhere where I was very close to home. Um, so I'm gonna leverage both. I got some stuff going on in Sierra Leone with my boy over there, and some very lucrative properties. So I'm gonna bridge the two together for sure.
I'm glad you were able to, turn to Liberia, land of your.
For sure, for
Anyway,
sure.
so one of some of the investors, some of the people within the community in Brooklyn there are commenting, and I'm glad they're all really involved on this. So it's one comment. There will come a time in America that no one would tell us to go back to Liberia. The cost of living will increase to the point that we wouldn't be able to afford even an apartment. I have seen a trend, things that were a certain price a few years ago, definitely not the price. Obviously, when you consider inflation, other things, but more people are becoming smarter, right? And these are non-Liberians are becoming smarter and say, you know what, Ghana is oversaturated. Where are other places that I can seek opportunities? And Liberia is one of those countries on the list. That because when I check my messages, the messages are no longer from just Liberians now. I see Cameroonians, I see Nigerians, I see African Americans asking me about properties and investment opportunities. So the fact that my Liberian people who I'm just trying to push to invest are just, probably just sitting and wondering and thinking, and other people are like looking to really push. Later on, they're going to start sweeping other people's places. They're going to work for Lebanese men. They're going to keep working for Nigerians. They're going to keep working for other people. And yeah, like you said, things are going to be more expensive. And you are to blame yourself because you only think, okay, America is it, or Australia is it, or UK is, the place, but you forget your home is where you can make the change and the difference. And so he is 100% right. I'm so happy to have him on board in this community. This guy, he's one of those people who like it clicked for him, and he said, Emma, I gotta invest, and I would like to be a part of this community. And he supports. He always asks questions, and he is part of the network. And so even the whole transportation thing, I will talk about that later on. That's one of the things that he's focused on too. But because he has put himself into this network, like you said, it's not just building houses, but you're networking with other people. And so I have in my network, anyone go to Liberia and need a car, I'm going to tell you, go to Francis, because it's there. And I from talking to him and seeing his, where his vision is headed and wanting and being a part of this community now, I see bigger. And that's somebody who is within network and can easily say, go to this person for a car. He can pick you up. He has a nice car. And yeah, he did offer me, to just give me the service when I get to Liberia. Hey, one of my cars can pick you up so you can test it out. Yeah, I'm going to test it. I have my own car, but yeah, I'm going to test it out to promote this business because, again, he's part of this network and is looking to really expand. So that's a very good comment, Francis. You're talking to your fellow community people here on this live. So yeah, any other thing to touch on before we leave? Actually, if anyone looking to invest in, this is different from the real estate, the community. I think I've talked about this community, we talk about this community more. But another sector that you probably want to do more of your research because you will be sorry is agriculture. This sector is growing every single day. The world population is getting larger than ever before. So people will need to eat. And land space for farming, if we just don't have sufficient land space for farming. And so Liberia does have that. Yeah, I want to take advantage of this and look more into the agriculture sector as well. I drove from Monrovia to Freetown this past June. It was fun. A lot of road construction going on, and they got toll road too. Did you notice that as well, Stefan? From Freetown?
Toll?
Yeah.
The toll is when you get to Freetown, and guess what?
Okay.
That's set up by the Chinese. That was my boy was telling me the Chinese people built it. The money they paid the government to build that toll, I guess they made that money back like in a couple of years. But yeah, the toll is when you're getting to actual Freetown. That's what a toll is, and yeah, it's huge. It's like 10 of them, straight in line. And my boy who I was with, he actually told me about that. The Chinese that came over, they built that toll. So they probably throw the government a little something, but most of that revenue goes to them.
It will go to them. And Liberia has a historical building right now that I'm doing a consultation on. And when I read the contract this morning, pages and pages and pages and pages of this contract, very historical building in Liberia, I'm doing the consultation. I cried this morning because the contract was signed between a country and another, in Liberia, whatever. But when you look at the amount allocated for this historical building and it being given to other people, it makes me sick to my stomach that this is something that we Liberians could easily invest in. And the people trying to take over this building, they're not even from our country. But guess what? That's a money-making cow right there. That I can't really talk about all of the contracts, everything within the contract, whatever else is happening. But it makes me sad that other people are running the country because we are not taking a lot of things into our own hands. So
Yeah,
anyway,
it's gonna happen
always
more.
venting. Eventually, we have you and everyone else. I'm also
Yeah,
interested in farming. Yeah, farming. Yeah, exactly. Wow. I was thinking of egg farming business. How many chickens do I need to get started? That's a good question. That's a good question, especially since I'm already in this business. So egg poultry farming is one of the most lucrative business of all of the farming. Okay, and but as it relates to eggs, okay, you have to you have to ask yourself how much work you're going to put in initially, because this business does require a lot of time. You have to allocate time, and you have to find the right farmer. You have to find the right supervisor, and you have to find the right manager. Okay, you can make so much money out of poultry farming, but all of these things have to be checked. You have to have the right technician. So that is your consultant for the poultry itself, to go every month to make sure your birds are everything is good. The weight, the vitamins, everything is in place. You have to properly plan, because that's exactly what will bring you the money. Because you can have thousands of birds, if they're not taken care of, they could die, and then you'll be at zero. So if you check all of these things, then you can decide, maybe I'm going to start with 800 birds, for example. Okay. And after 6 months, if you feed them well, okay, 3 times a day, vitamins, deworming, making sure they're weighed accordingly, they're getting exposure to the sun, you could produce 800 eggs per day. That is if you start at that capacity. After the second quarter, you could increase it to 1,500 birds. Each bird produces 1 egg per day. So you have to ask yourself. So if you don't want to go over capacity either. You don't want to say, I'm going to start at 5,000 birds. What happens if all your 5,000 birds die? You are at zero. But you start at 800, for example. They say, okay, maybe mortality rate is 5 out of 1 month. And then after 6 months, you might have maybe 50 mortality. I'm giving an example because sometimes environmental conditions can impact your birds. Maybe the feed may not be on time. These are some of the factors. And if you don't fix your poultry well, biosecurity, some things can go into your poultry and kill your birds. Again, there are a lot of things that could happen, but if you plan accordingly, at our farm, we started small. We started with 500 birds, small, build on, build on, build on, and we're still going to build on because the farm has a capacity of 20,000 birds. That's where we need to go. But as we plan, we have to stay within capacity and gradually. So what I gotta tell you though is start with 800. That's a safe number, and get somebody who knows about the business. Because if your bird starts to die, there's no profit for you. But if you become successful, that's a business that brings in good money. I'm telling you. And you have a lot of people to sell it to. It just recently we started delivering, right? So we deliver on Wednesdays each month. So we have customers all over the ELWA, Police Academy, Monrovia, Single, just those some of those areas. And so we combine those deliveries on Wednesdays per month and deliver it to clients. But majority of our buyers are stores. So bigger stores now, Lebanese stores are catching up to the business. So you always have people to sell these eggs to. So it's not like, oh, you're not gonna find customers. You're always gonna find customers. People in the market are also retailers are always looking to buy wholesale from you, your farm, to go sell it to other people. So you always have customers, but you want to start small. You want to start small. You don't want your birds to die. Yes, do your own research. I mean, yeah, you can do research too online. Reading stuff is cool, but you also want to see what other people are doing on the ground. I think I talked about my portrait recently. Like Rent TV wanted the portrait to do a little video there, and you guys saw the eggs. When I go to Liberia too, I'm going to go there because we're trying to increase the number of birds that we have. We want to get to that 20,000 capacity where we can produce 20,000 eggs per day. But again, it's a gradual process. Thank you, Emma. It means a lot. Yes, Francis, you are doing great. It's always great to talk to you because your mindset for Liberia is I'm very impressed because when you talk to somebody, they say, I wasn't really interested in Liberia like that, but now I am. It means a lot, and so you're one of the guys who's really looking to be the difference. And so you have a lot of projects to coming up, and I'm very happy for your involvement in Liberia's development. Um, so yeah, thank you, Levi. Well, yeah, you're welcome. So yeah, a lot of people are still online stuff on, but you guys know I like to eat. I have to get ready to find some food to eat. And it really has been a pleasure here speaking with you and a lot of you that have been engaged. While we have more people online, we can be on here all day. And thank you all so much. If you have any questions in the community, you can always contact us. And I speak with Stefan about the community. So he um, and we are going to be having meetings soon with people that have purchased land there. And if you are interested, you can come on board. Like I said, I can we can arrange something if you don't have the full amount. Honestly, I don't think this is expensive, but again, everybody's pocket is different, and so we can come up with some type of plan. Um, Thanks. This was awesome. One love, my Liberian people. Let's develop and improve our beloved Mama Liberia. Absolutely, we all can make the difference. Um, yeah, Stefan. Anything else
Yes.
before we wrap up?
No, it was great. Appreciate you having me on. As always learn so much. And um, like you said, the farming business, that's major. That's major. And the more of our people that you can teach that to, I feel like eventually we're going to be racing against the clock. A lot of people are interested in those farmlands.
Okay.
So collectively, we need to make sure Liberians are getting a good market share of that, because a lot of people are going to be looking into farmland for sure. And that's definitely one of the things I have on my list. Y'all know I had to secure my own little properties first.
Yeah.
So now that I got my beachfront, now that I got my own personal, I got my lakefront, I got my little whatever, build houses and rent property. After development, I will be hitting you up about some farming education for sure.
Okay.
Always learn so much whenever you come on these. So we appreciate your videos also. And hopefully the people who are on the ground in Liberia that are watching these lives, you could definitely contribute to that. As long as you got a cell phone right here, shoot some videos, put it on YouTube. Let's show people, we over here in Liberia. I mean, we over here in America, we talk about Liberia, but we're not able to be on the ground as much as you are. So, pull your phone out, get some videos. Every time you see a beautiful scene, something nice, share it with the world. That's what the world needs to see. Because when the news come over there, they're gonna take pictures with kids and flies flying around their face and stuff like that. That's the pictures they want to share. So we're looking forward to seeing what pictures and videos you guys want to share. I know when I went over there, just taking my drone and just filming, just riding around. I mean, I got so many great footages that I do have them compiled. I didn't put them online yet, but share that stuff. You guys on the ground, let's share it. Let's share the positivity. Obviously, if you guys are tuned into this channel, I don't think you guys will have anything negative to say about the country. Not saying that there's not negative things that could be said, but why keep repeating those things? Just what can you add on to it? So that's what we're here doing these videos for. And anytime you need me to jump on a live, just let me know. I'm more than happy to. And I can't wait to come back home next year and hit the ground and look forward to more of your videos. And we appreciate what you're doing for the country.
Thank you. Last, I'm gonna read these ones, and then before we can go, we need a local feed producer. I'm working on bringing that to Liberia. Vertical integration is a must. Absolutely. Looking at the portrait farming trend, feed production is a good business to get into, because if you have all these birds, they can't survive without the feed. And so that's what the business partnership with that it comes in, and that's why it's very vital to that business as well. But with that, you need corn. So that's why I've been encouraging others to look into corn production. And then I'm not getting a lot of people. So therefore, I've told We Grow, you guys, we are going to start planting corn. Again, opportunities are there. I say this all the time. Portrait feed production, we can do it. Absolutely, you can do it. And I think it's much needed in Liberia. It's just all over the continent. So we get the corn from Guinea. Why not? Why don't you just bring that to Liberia? A lot of farmers would take advantage of it. Farmland in the interior where? And so we have acres and acres of land in Ball Mines. There are farmland all over Grand Bassa County. I have partnered up with the Department of Agriculture that do have some land for me. You know, if I have investors looking to invest in Nearby County and even in Maryland. So if you come as an investor, and I know you're a serious investor based on conversation, based on your proposal, based on everything else, you have land in Nearby County, you have land in Maryland, and again, it has to benefit the country. I mean, it has to benefit the people who will be working there and see, because agriculture contributes heavily to a country's GDP. So Liberia is not really producing. So if you're into agriculture and you're producing, that helps your country a lot. So that's the reason why I keep preaching about this sector. Thanks. All right, take care, everyone. Be blessed. Call whoever you haven't talked to in a long time. As I said in my videos, say hello to them. Spread love. Bye. Take care.
All right. See you guys later. Thanks, Emma.
Okay.
Talk to you.